From industry news to mobile technology leaks and rumors, we cover tomorrow's tech news today. eSIM Tech News.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSIM Studios Podcast Livestream, aka eSIM Studios Tech News, episode number 238. Let me expand the video here a little bit. A little more. There we go. I want to welcome everybody in. Sorry for the late show this evening. Very, very busy today. I took my allergies were acting up, took some Benadryl last night. I knew that I was going to sleep through my alarm this morning. That stuff knocks me out. So, had a late start and was a mad dash to get to where we're at right now. So, apologize, but absolutely had to go live. We have some important information to discuss. Got some good deals on a couple good items. We'll discuss one of them here shortly, but I want to refer everybody to esimstudios.com. It's where we're going to pull our news from. I publish that blog, that website. We have tech news. We also have, you can get the podcast on esimstudios.com. You can also watch our YouTube videos at esimstudios.com. I'm going to be uploading all of my videos there as well. And tomorrow I'm going to add, since we have the holidays coming up, I'm going to add a page on esimstudios.com. All the best tech deals. One of my rare and random talents is I can find the best deals all over the internet. So whether you're looking for a Pixel 6a or you need a new Thunderbolt cable, whatever it is, I can find the best deals. And I do it randomly throughout the day. So I thought, well, why not just add a page to the website where if I come across a really good deal on something, I'll throw it up there on the website. So I'm gonna make that page. I'm currently compiling it right now. It's gonna go live tomorrow, and I'll add some stuff to it tomorrow before tomorrow's live stream, and then I'll show you all the cool deals that I found. It's going to be technology based, right? So everything from phones to mini PCs to monitors to, as I mentioned, Thunderbolt cables, adapters, USB Type-C adapters, whatever it is. You'll be able to find them there. And it's cool too, because at esimstudios.com you can install it on your phone like a web app. Well, it is a web app. It's you can install it on your phone like a regular application. So when you go to esimstudios.com, simply select the three-dot menu. If you're using Chrome, select the three-dot menu, and then on the top right, and then simply select Add to Home Screen. And you can have us on your phone, or your tablet, or even your PC, just like an application. And you can get news there. Technology news, deals, again, listen to our podcast, watch our videos, all that good stuff. So getting that rolling as well. So it is Friday evening, November 15th, 2024. Man, this month is flying by, isn't it? I don't have much time to waste, so let's roll right into it. So if you see a weird object behind me, it's my daughter's project for school. So I don't know, she wanted to put it there, so I was like, whatever. Let's see here. We're speaking about it. Let's go to esimstudios.com. How's everybody doing? Appreciate you joining us. Brian, what's going on? Yeah, thank you for. I know the last few times you've been midway, so you got it at the beginning. If you do miss this episode or miss any of the topics we discuss, you can always. We're streaming. I'm on 8 platforms. So everything from Twitch to Twitter to Instagram and a few YouTube channels. So if you miss, wherever you're watching this, if you miss this or you want to get more tech news and reviews, I'm doing recording some reviews right now, some app reviews as well. But go to eSIM Studios YouTube channel. So go to YouTube, simply type in eSIM Studios, we will pop up. Let's see here. How about we go to esimstudios.com. Got some big Pixel news and Samsung news. Now, interestingly enough, both topics on both subjects are in regards to the processor. So the Pixel 10, the Tensor G5 got benchmarked and full specs leaked. Now, good news, moving on to the Samsung. Notice I didn't really expand much on the Pixel. We'll get into it. The Samsung Galaxy S25, the base model, the small one. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Samsung. They finally made a major improvement on the device, and it's now usable. In the past, I love these small Samsung, the S22, right? I used to use an S22 as my camera, as my webcam, as my recording device for a couple years until I upgraded to a Logitech stream cam. But I love them. Although I couldn't use it in the real world. That's why I had it as a webcam, because it was lacking a few minor details, a few minor features, a few minor specs that the big boys had in the flagship department. Well, Samsung is going to put the base S25 in that flagship department. So if you're a viewer of this channel, a longtime viewer, I'm sure you can guess what that is, and we'll get into it here. But let's go up to, let me make sure, here we go. It's decent size so everybody can see. So let's see here. We already did this. I'm not going to get into this. I posted that earlier. That was from yesterday's stream, or 2 days ago. So here's the Tensor G5. Now, not only do we have specs, but we have it compared to the current Tensor G4 in the Pixel 9. So we have full specs and we have comparisons just to give you an idea, but there is a catch. Now, before we dive into this, I want to let you know, don't let these numbers fool you. Are they legit? Are they real? Yes. Are they overwhelming? Are they the big improvement that we've all Pixel fans have been wanting? Not necessarily, but there's a catch now. So don't let these tease you. Don't get too down on these numbers, right? So the new Tensor G5, this is going to be in the Pixel 10, Pixel 10 Pro, Pixel 10 Pro XL, Pixel 10 Pro Fold, and should be in the Pixel Tablet 2. Got news today, have not added it to the website, but Google is developing a Pixel Tablet 2, I guess. I'm not sure. I guess that's what they're going to call it. But this will be seen in the next generation of the Pixel Tablet. Let's hope they put GPS in this new one. I was going to get the Pixel Tablet that came out with this year, but guess what? It doesn't even have GPS. I don't understand it, but I guess they're assuming most people aren't going to take it out of the house. But I mean, come on. Okay. So the new Google Tensor G5 chip. It's an 8-core chip that's planned to be announced August 1st, 2025. It's manufactured using a second generation, may I add, second generation 3 nanometer process technology. It has 1 core Vortex X4 at 3400 megahertz, 5 cores Cortex A725 at 2850 megahertz, and I'm assuming 2 efficiency cores, a 525 at 2400 megahertz. I'm not going to read all this. You can if you want, but let's get to the stats, right? That's what we all came here for. Now let me see if I can enlarge this because it's kind of small. Wow, that's big. Oh, perfect. All right, so ADVERTISERS. This was run on ADVERTISERS, and I think it was also run on Geekbench 6. So we'll take a look at that here shortly. But this is the ADVERTISERS score, the Tensor G5. So I got a score of 1.44 million points. Let's see here. Let's see. I should have mine saved. ADVERTISERS, because we don't have. You gotta be kidding me. I thought I had it installed on my phone. Damn, I did have it installed. What the hell? Anyways, that's a bummer. But I do have Geekbench on here that I can pull my previous scores from. But if you have a Pixel 9 series, you can run your download ADVERTISERS, the 10th version, download it on your Pixel, run it, and then you can compare here. I apologize. I was like, I got it on my phone. I remember running the test. I guess I uninstalled it. I don't know. But let's see here. Now, those are your ADVERTISERS scores. Now, let's get to Geekbench 6. So, let's see. Hang on. Before we look at those, this is going to have the Pixel 10 Tensor G5 CPU is going to have a Power VR graphics, which is a GPU. Let's see. Since the Power VR is also a product of Imagination Technologies, I don't know why they don't use. I guess Mali is paired typically. The Mali GPUs are typically paired with Dimensity, I believe. Interesting choice, but that's the same GPU that's in the current Pixel 9, so they do have history with them. Let's see. For the first time with the Tensor lineup, Google may be transitioning to an Imagination Technologies GPU. Well, hold on. Maybe this one has a Mali. Lord have mercy. It is then the Pixel 10. This is in the upcoming Pixel 10. It's a dual-core IMG DXT 1536. 1.1 gigahertz. This GPU enhancement could facilitate ray tracing capabilities, a first for a Google Tensor chip, therefore enabling more lifelike graphics and enhanced gameplay experience in mobile gaming. By the way, after this, I'm going to get to my update for. I just updated my phone to the beta a few days ago, and I want to get into my performance of that, how the device is running. But I do have Geekbench here. Will this tell me what GPU I have? Oh, duh. This one has the Mali GPU. Jesus, how could I be so stupid? So the Pixel 9 with the Tensor G4 has a Mali G715 GPU. And it looks like they're going to switch to a Imagination Technologies GPU. I don't know why. I don't know the story behind it. Could be cost reasons, right? Could be a supplier reasons. I have no idea. Let's just hope it performs better than the Mali G715, which is not the very best. It says the GPU may incorporate visualization support, enabling it to manage accelerated graphics within virtual machines. Let's look at these scores real quick and I'll compare them. So the Pixel 10 G5 it's got a single core score on Geekbench 6, and let me compare it to mine. On the Pixel 10, got a single core score of 2267. My Pixel 9 Pro XL got a single core score of 1385. So that's a pretty big improvement. Again, the Pixel 9 Geekbench 6 single core score was 1385. And this Pixel 10 single core score 2268. Let's see, multi-core with the Pixel 10 Tensor G5 CPU, multi-core, scored a 5712, and the GPU benchmark on my Pixel 9 got a multi-core score of 4551. So 4551 compared to 5712, and then 1385 compared to 1267. So you see a significant increase in the single core performance and a slight increase in the multi-core performance. And you can see here is the CPU architecture right there. Let's get into GPU. Multimedia ISP. Now, look at this. This is something I've always... It's little fine details that I pick and pull from that, for the most part, for most people, flies right over their head, and that's fine. I get it. But look at this. The UFS storage. Google has forever and ever and ever always put 1 or 2 generation UFS storage behind all the other flagship devices. For example, the Samsung Galaxy S24 series, S24 Plus, S24 Ultra, they have UFS 4.0 storage already. In fact, I think UFS storage 4.1 is now available. I believe, don't quote me, but I think I could have sworn I saw the OnePlus 13 is going to have UFS storage 4.1. Now, Google on these Pixel series, at least on the current Pixel 9, has UFS storage 3.1. Now, on the Pixel 10, look at this. It says UFS storage 3.1, comma, UFS storage 4.0. So I don't know if they're going to do in the base model, in the base Pixel 10, just the cheapest one available. They could possibly, that why it says 2, could possibly mean they're just going to put UFS storage 3.1 in the base Pixel 10, and then for the more expensive, more upgraded models, the Pixel 10 Pro, Pixel 10 Pro XL, Pixel 10 Pro Fold, you will see UFS storage 4.0. Now, that is not uncommon for manufacturers to do that. In fact, Samsung does the same thing. Notice I said S24 Plus and S24 Ultra. Well, the base model S24, 128 gigs, came with UFS storage 3.1. Now, interesting also, if you upgraded the storage in the base S24 and you got a 256 gig model, then that would come with UFS storage 4.0. So it is, these companies do, and it gets cost-cutting measures, right? It's just a fact. UFS storage 3.1 is cheaper for these manufacturers and suppliers than UFS storage 4.0. And if you're offering a device at a cheaper price, well, you obviously have to cut the cost somewhere, right? Google's still trying to make a profit. So that's probably what it is. The more that I think about it, I guarantee you the base model will have UFS 3.1, and all the others more expensive should have 4.0. But here you get the resolution. Now, interesting. Check this out. Here's something that I saw this stat. I was going down the stat line, and I was debating in my head about UFS storage, and I was going down. I was like, wait, what? This Pixel 10 is going to have a 200 megapixel camera. A 200 megapixel? What the hell? We've heard rumors of this. Maybe a couple months ago, I remember seeing a news article, a leak, saying that the Pixel, not the base Pixel 10, but the Pro and the Pro XL are going to have a 200 megapixel camera. And I said, wow, that would be awesome. But I don't think I said anything because I wasn't quite sure how accurate that report was. But this device that was just benchmark, it might be possible. It might be doable here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Now, you are going to be able to do 8K video at 30 frames per second, 4K at 120, and video playback 8K 30 frames per second, 4K 120. Let's see here. Wi-Fi 7, very good. Bluetooth 5.4, very good. Those are the absolute latest and greatest versions of each. Now, let's see this. Graphics, TPU, GPU frequency, 1100 megahertz, So this will have a TPU, a tensor processing unit. It also has a neural processing unit. All Pixel 9s have those as well. So it will have the latest and greatest RAM, LDDR5X, 16 gigs of RAM. Very, very satisfied to see these stats. So these benchmarks, what I wanted to get into is with these benchmarks that we see here, right? You see these scores with the ANTUTU and the Geekbench scores. The Tensor G5 is rated at 3400 megahertz, right? 3.4 megahertz, 3400 megahertz. This test, I believe I wrote it in the article. This test was only done at 2 gigahertz. So why they ran it at only 2 gigahertz, roughly 60% of its potential? I don't know. Again, they're testing all sorts of stuff behind the scenes. So I expect a little stronger scores whenever we do get the final product. You should see these scores improve slightly, not drastically. They're not going to double, but you should see a 20 to 30% increase in these scores. So that was the little side note that I teased at the very beginning. Now, here is the Tensor G5 versus Tensor G4. Let's see. So technically, it says the Tensor G4 got an ANTUTU score of 1.1 million, while the Pixel 10 got a score of 1.4 million in ANTUTU. And then here you can see the Tensor G4. Damn, they got better scores than I did on the single core. You see where it says G4 right here? I got 1385, they got 2005. And multi-score, they got 4835, and I got 4551. So you see a 13% increase and a 18% increase in processor. Now, when the final product comes, the final testing gets done, I think you will see these scores slightly improve. So it's a gradual increase. So I think a couple months ago when we found out TSMC was going to manufacture the Pixel 10 CPU, I was stated as saying I personally want to see a 20 to 30% increase in performance, the test you run. I want to see roughly a 20 to 30% increase in these test scores, right? And that looks like minus, you have a 13 here on single core and 18 on multi-core. But remember, they should improve. This was run at 2 gigahertz when it maxes out at 3.4. So you will see it fall within that 20 to 30% increase improvement over the Pixel 9 series. So I think they're on track. I think the Google Pixel 10, from what we're seeing right now, is what we expect. It's a good upgrade as far as processor. I believe it's going to be more powerful. Well, it will be more powerful, but I think what I believe is I think we should get even better battery life. And this thing's getting really, really good battery life as is. I got 8 hours and 43 minutes of screen on time yesterday. So it's pretty good. I've gotten up to 10 hours of screen on time on my Pixel before a month or two ago. So this thing gets very good battery life. So I'm really, really interested. If you want to see any more statistics, or you want to read the article that we have here, go to eSIM. I'll put the link in the description. esimstudios.com is where you can go find it. Now, real quick, I want to show you this Samsung S25 Geekbench here. Guess what we got? So the base model is going to get 12 gigs of RAM. Thank you. Now, they are going to put, I believe, 16 gigs of RAM in the Ultra. And I think they're going to keep 12 gigs of RAM in the Plus. But this is a huge improvement, 12 gigs of RAM in the base model, because the S24, the S23, the S22, they've all had 8 gigs of RAM. So this is a huge improvement, especially if they plan on running some more AI stuff, right, on their phones, Galaxy AI. Now, you're going to see another big increase as far as statistics, as far as specifications. The base model is going to be 256 gigs of storage. So the day has finally come. I thought I would never see this day. I thought these companies were always going to be stuck on 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. Look, we're not iPhone over here, right? We're not this rinky-dink little operating system. This is Android. This is superior customization. This is superior speed. We need more RAM. We got more AI to perform. We got more multitasking to do. So we need more RAM. We need more storage. And Samsung finally delivered. Google finally delivered this year with jumping up to 16 gigs of RAM. Now, Google, you're going to need to bump up your base storage to 256. I want to see that a industry norm, right? On all these, minus the budget phones, but hell, even my Nothing Phone 2, 2A, $350 phone, 12 gigs of storage, 256 gigs of RAM on a $350 phone. That has to be the bare minimum, right? We have to pressure these manufacturers, right, for a bare minimum set of standards. We all start out at 12 gigs, 256. Look, I'm not expecting. You know how OnePlus makes those little like Nord N200s or the little Moto? I don't even know what they're called because I don't really dive in the budget section that much. I don't expect them to do that. But if you're mid-range or at the very least all flagships or upper mid-range, right, where you're looking into above $500 for a phone, gotta be 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage minimum. All right, and that looks like finally what Samsung is going to do. So here are the scores for the S25, the base model, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU, was just benchmarked. Let's take a look real quick. So this got a single core score. Now this is a little lower than some of the other scores that I've seen. So don't take these results as the end all be all. Again, Google, as we mentioned, tons of testing. They're doing all that. They have different, they manufacture all these test units with a little different configurations. They tweak the internals of it slightly. They'll go in and tweak the CPU, the kernel, the clock speed. So don't take this as the final results. I expect to see this get a little higher because I've seen some Snapdragon 8 Elite CPUs achieve a multi-core score of over 10,000 points, right? That's kind of like the bare minimum. So kind of when I saw this, I was like, that's weird. But then again, they are testing, could have been clocked. Now, I don't know if this one was clocked at a lower CPU. I don't know that. I do know the Pixel 10 was clocked at a lower clock speed. That's why the scores, not low, but they definitely have more to improve upon, and we will see that. But I'm kind of thinking the same thing here. Multi-core score of 8658 and a single core score of 2481. Typically, you'll see on Snapdragon 8 Elite, you'll see a bare minimum single core score of 3,000 points, right? It's kind of bare minimum, which is high, but I'm just saying the benchmarks I've seen where they max it out, you get 3,000 single core points, and for multi-core, it's usually bare minimum is like 10,000, and that's a lot. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll follow these numbers. Can I zoom in here? Damn it, I can't. So this was performed yesterday. Operating system Android 15. There's the model number, and you can tell it's got the base frequency 3.53 gigahertz. I think it goes up to almost 4, so it does appear to be slightly underclocked. In RAM size of just about 11 gigs of RAM, which is normal. It'll come with 12. So I have wrote up a little thing here, and some news that we did not get to is that the release date for this S25 has been leaked. So Samsung Unpacked event for the S25 series is going to be set for January 22nd. Now that's not set in stone, right? Because we know it's going to be mid-January. I have seen some people saying it was going to be as early as January 5th, but that's too close to New Year's. I think people are still on vacation. I think you got to do it because, you know, some people in school, right? People that have kids that are in school typically take the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's off. So there's 2 weeks right there. Kids are out of school, a lot family vacations. And a lot of these corporate people too, let's be honest, right? They got nice cushy jobs in the office, and they normally take those 2 weeks off as well. So having it January 5th didn't sound right to me. I wouldn't bet on that. So it's got to be, I assume it's going to be the week after, mid-January. Because when I saw, this is the most common one I could find, but it's not set in stone. So don't mark your calendars yet for January 22nd. But just know it'll be mid-January is when we'll get these. Sort of like last year. Let's see here. This Red Magic phone, I came across this and I thought, that has a freaking huge battery. Now, most of your flagship phones come with right around 5,000 milliamp per hour battery. That's typical now, and it has been for the last couple years. Whether you have iPhone tend to be a little smaller, but Android phones, we've slowly been creeping up to 5,000 milliamp per hour battery, and we've kind of stayed there, right? Samsung, Google, OnePlus for the last couple years. Well, OnePlus this year, and the OnePlus 13 is bumping up to a 6,000 milliamp per hour battery, which is a huge jump. And this one struck me as, holy crap. This new Red Magic 10 Pro Plus is going to have a 7,000 milliamp per hour battery. I'm going to repeat, a 7,000 milliamp per hour battery. This thing, and it has like 120 watt wired charging. So not only will it last basically 2 days, I'm assuming. Now, this phone is made to game on. So if you're playing games all day, every day, probably won't last 2 days. But you're going to see a lot of usage out of one charge. So when it does drain, it'll charge 0 to 100 in 30 minutes. And this company, Nubia, who makes the Red Magic 10 Pro Plus, is claiming the 7,000 milliamp per hour battery can provide 52 hours of battery life. So they're claiming it'll basically stay on for 2 days, and then when you need a charge, it'll go 0 to 100% in just 30 minutes. Yeah, it's freaking amazing, man. I love where this mobile tech world, these phones are going. The designs, minus an iPhone, are awesome. I love the design of Samsung. I love the way the Pixel looks. The Nothing phone, I cannot wait to see what that looks like. The OnePlus 13, that kind of design, it grew on me. I didn't like it at first, but I really like it now. And this Nubia Red Magic 10 Pro Plus, it's pretty cool. Kind of looks like a Samsung. It is what it is. Looks like a maxed out S24 Ultra, right? Now, I've never had a Red Magic phone, but I might be tempted to get one of these. So, brand new. Let's go over the specs. So, we know about the battery. You have 7,000 milliamp per hour battery. It's going to have the new Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. It's going to have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack for all those people that hate the latencies, right, in your audio. So you won't have any latency. It's going to have captivative buttons, meaning buttons that are kind of molded into the phone. So typical buttons that are on your Pixel or your Samsung are kind of loose, right? You can feel them. They're extra parts that you put in from the inside of the phone. These captivative buttons that are going to be on this Red Magic 10 Pro Plus are basically a part of the phone, but you'll be able to push them in, and it'll have a feeling kind of like the iPhone home button, right? For the what is it, the 8 Plus or the old SE phones, iPhone SE2, the home button, how you could it would give you some feedback. This is going to have similar, not a home button, but it's going to have volume buttons and game buttons on the side that you can press. Let's see, what else? It's going to have a integrated cooling fan. Very cool. No pun intended. Let's see, what else did I put down here? It will have, and I accidentally wrote, I meant to put, okay, never mind. I need to go back and tweak this. 144 hertz refresh rate display, 1.5K resolution, 2000 nits peak brightness. Now, what about the cameras, right? So it's a gaming phone, but every phone's got to have cameras, right? Well, let's see what this one's got. It's going to have a 50 megapixel main GN1 sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra wide lens, a JN1, and a 2 megapixel macro lens. Don't know why they're still doing that, but whatever. What about selfie? Did I put selfie on there? I did not, but I'm sure it will have a look. It probably won't take pixel level pictures and videos, but those are good sensors. They're not the newest, but they're strong sensors. You can get good photos out of those sensors, the JN1 and the GN1. Now, price-wise, what about storage? 16 gigabytes of storage, 512 gigs of storage. What would you expect on a gaming phone? Lots of specs. The base model, you'll be able to pick one of these up for $692. That's not that bad, considering a lot of these other flagships are creeping up to 1,000. Now, that's for the 12 gig 256 model. If you want the 16 gig 512 gig model, it'll cost you $830, which again could be 1,000, right? So it's expensive, but it's not as expensive as the premium flagships we're used to seeing here in the US. Now, what I don't know, and maybe those of y'all watching this, and I don't know, have any of y'all used a Red Magic phone? If so, what's their update schedule like? Do they update them? Do they support software updates for 3 years, 4 years, like nothing? And OnePlus, or are they going to offer 6 years, right? 7 years, like Samsung and Google? Probably not that. I guarantee you, if I had to guess, I would guess it's more along the 3 to 4 year support cycle, and definitely not a 6 to 7 year. It's pretty. Samsung and Google need to be praised for that more. It's a real big accomplishment that they're providing that much support for that long, because that's the thing. And not only software updates, but what about Google Play Store updates, right? What about Google Play system updates? Is it going to be a year behind like Motorola, right? Or even their updates, when they do update the software, is it going to be a month or two behind, right? Like Motorola, or even OnePlus. That's one of the gripes I have about OnePlus devices. Now, I think they did put out a statement a few months ago saying they're going to stay up to date on the updates, and then support. You can't expect them to support a year longer. So I think they're up to 5 years of support. And anyways, you do have, that is an area of concern when you get when you come across phones like these. It just is. So now, if you do want to buy one, I believe you could find it. Are they for sale? Let me check. Might be. Let's go to AliExpress. That's where they got these. Chinese phones. God damn it. Why do I have to have a age? I saw it said 757. So they do have them for sale. I don't want to verify anything with y'all. Hang on. Yeah, you can go in here for $757 on AliExpress. Interesting. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can find one on the I might take a look and see if I can find one on some other platforms. Yeah, they got it right around the same price, so they're available if you want one. I don't know. I'm sure they sell them on other platforms. I just don't know. I don't buy many out of US phones, and the few that I have, I've gotten them on AliExpress, or eBay. But I believe that'll do it. I gotta run. It's getting late as hell. I gotta go, guys. Apologize for the late start, but I do appreciate you joining us. I got a couple more stories. Not now. I'll probably get to tomorrow. The Mac Mini is on sale already. And T-Mobile is, as you can tell here, is going to make a really good change when it comes to insuring your devices. We'll get into that tomorrow. Don't forget esimstudios.com. I'm gonna put a best tech deals section on the site here, where you can find all your holiday shopping for someone that you know would like a tech product. And we'll have cheap stuff like 20. Make sure to get a wide range of prices, right? 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks, all the way up to $1,000, right? $1. So we'll get a nice wide range of prices and find something for everybody on there. So I gotta run. Thank you for the time. I do appreciate everybody stopping by. The Pixel 10, Lord have mercy. Were you able to catch the information? So we just spent a lot of time on that. So if you're still watching, you can catch the replay. Just rewind it, replay this over again, or I might just upload a clip of the Pixel 10 stuff that we went over here previously. So you can catch the replay tonight or watch the video tomorrow, the clip that I upload in regards to that information. But I appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's finally Friday. The weekend is here. Please have a safe and enjoyable Friday evening. And don't forget, I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace out, guys. Thank you.